Hello and welcome to week 2. The first thing that you're going to do is get to those reading assignments. So click on that link and you'll notice that you're reading all of the sections of modes of persuasion, all of the sections of research strategies, and all of the sections of evaluating sources. You also have 3 prezzies that you can look through for additional resources and information. Next, you'll move on to the review section. I've created a short video on finding sources using Macomb's electronic databases. Now remember, for your annotated bibliography, you are going to be using scholarly sources. So sources that you find from journals, from publications that are filled with information and articles by scholars in the field, disciplinary experts. So you don't want to just do a Google search and find an article from Huffington Post, for example. That would not be scholarly research. So you want to be careful. And like I said, we have a wonderful set of databases. In this short video, we'll walk you through how to get into those and use them. The next thing that you're going to move on to is the annotated bibliography itself. So for the annotated bibliography, you are going to find 2 journal sources that you'll be using in both projects 1 and 2. You will cite those according to MLA format 8th edition, including alphabetization, the use of the hanging indent. You'll also provide the equivalent of a double-spaced 1-page summary. And I say the equivalent because if you single-space, it would be a half-page summary. But that 1-page summary will need to include obviously the summary, but also the strongest rhetorical appeal of the article's purpose, and the article's intended audience. Rhetorical appeals are ethos, so has the author of this article or authors appealed through credibility, that would be ethos. Pathos, have they tapped into the audience's emotions? Or logos, have they used logic to develop their argument? So you'll want to indicate that and the purpose and the audience of that particular article in your summary. And I gave you samples of that as well. You can read through this summary if you need just a model, and I did that for both of the sources listed. The next thing that you'll do is you'll look at the handout for project number 1. Project number 1 is in a series of steps. So you have a topic journal, an annotated bibliography, a rough draft, and a final copy, and that's spread out over a couple of weeks. You already started the process by looking at or completing the topic journal. Now you're moving on to the annotated bibliography and on to the rough draft. The draft itself needs to be 3 to 5 pages, typed and double-spaced. It'll follow MLA format. And this and all drafts need to be complete in order to receive the highest number of points possible. You will receive feedback on your draft from me and from a peer, so you'll want to wait for those 2 pieces of feedback before you move on to the final copy. All right, next you have a sample project number 1. So you'll have something that you can read through, a model from a former student, that lets you see what a rhetorical analysis looks like in action. So that will be something that you can use to help you mold your own response. Then you move on to the due section. All of the assignments are due on Sunday this week at 11:55 p.m. You have all week to complete them, but as usual, you're going to want to pace yourself. You have the annotated bibliography, so you'll just click on the link and you'll submit that assignment by uploading it. You have a discussion forum. Remember, with discussion forums, you're going to want to think about not only your response, but your replies to other posts. And you want to look at that discussion forum rubric on the front page, not Moodle. I see that our Canvas course resources. So I'll be sure to change that. But at any rate, what I want you to do is you're going to consider these 2 articles. One is linked below as an attachment, and one is linked back to the author's names. And I want you to think about what, if any, are some of the positive aspects of racial profiling? What are the negative aspects? And do you believe that terrorism can be fought without intentional or unintentional racism? If so, how? But what I want you to do is I want you to pull at least one summary or quote from each of the articles in your response. So you will quote from the authors, you will respond by answering the questions, and then you will reply to 2 other classmates. All 3 posts are due by Sunday at 11:55 p.m. Finally, you'll submit your draft of your project number 1, and you'll submit it again into the peer review forum. When you submit it into the peer review forum, you will submit it, and then you will locate one classmate's essay and reply to that student by giving them answers to the following questions, which is the peer review response to their draft as well. So if you have any questions about all of these pieces, you've got some reading obviously to do, you've got some reviewing of resources, and then you've got 4 assignments. Again, I can't stress enough that you're going to want to pace yourself throughout the week so that you're not doing all 4 assignments at the end of the week. And always, if you have questions, let me know.